the cupcakes are done.
Mm-hmm.
They're baked. They're ready. Now she has vats of icing, and she's going to do all the fine tuning and assembly once we get to Vermont.
Ah,
So it's been fun. Uh,
let me see.
so yeah, it's a Jack and Ginger night.
What's that? And more. Let's go share. Share. Okay. There we go. Boom. All right. Hmm.
And I remember years ago you mentioning it, and I finally found it on YouTube. The Danny doing "What Do All the People Know?" The cover.
Well, what band was that?
The Crash Moderns.
Which was I do love the stuff he's done with the Mylars.
No, I listened
Okay.
to that. That's really good.
Yeah, it's a great record, man.
But
I I love the Crash Moderns. I
but
did.
you and Chris, what was it? When we were down there for years ago. Um, Ellen was like real little, either tween or teen.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh yeah, they do a really good copy of excuse me, they do a really good cover of What Do All the People Know? And I was like, I need to hear that. And then I listened to the Mylars yesterday, and then it just popped up as well that, and yeah, they posted it on YouTube. It's good. They didn't karaoke it. They made it theirs, which was nice. 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 Not thrilling, but nice.
I'm actually going to ask him for a copy of if he has any Crash Moderns around. I'm actually going to Venmo him and see if I got.
And it's him and Nick, or just him?
It might be him and Quig.
Okay. So Nick is Quig.
Yeah,
Okay.
we know him as Nick,
I've never met him, but I know him.
but I believe from what I understand, he always like respectfully likes to be called Quig.
And if memory serves, and I mentioned this before, but if memory serves, when he was with the Way In, he had a pair of glasses that was in the Enough's Enough video, their first video.
Oh, probably he's cool like that.
Yeah, so I remember that.
So, hope you guys are enjoying the pregame here on the YouTube channel. We'll be starting the show in about 8 minutes. Looking forward to it. Lots to talk about. Lots to talk about.
Oh,
9:30, we're gonna have Danny and Quig from the Mylars out of New Jersey. So we're excited about that, and we've known them for put it this way. This this is like a reunion show. So on many different levels. So I'm excited to do this. Plus, obviously it's recorded, so anybody will be able to see this interview afterwards for however long they want. So looking forward to 9:30. We're gonna have them in on the Zoom meeting, and we'll continue with the show. But lots to talk about today. I'm sure we'll get to it. And starting in about just a little under 7 minutes. I still have to do this. I'm so discombobulated. Like my coffee, it's like in my coffee. Like I gotta press my coffee. Gotta wait just a couple more minutes. There we go. You want coffee? You gotta do it the right way. French press.
that was that the right way?
It's the only way to do coffee.
So what, you just pour the coffee in there and press it down?
Pour the cup, put the grinds in. You can grind them yourself. I usually like to do fresh grind. I like you grind it up myself, but this one is actually just a bag bought, and then you pour it in there. Then you take the steaming hot water from the kettle, pour it in, and then you let it sit. Then you wait about 5 minutes, and then you take this, and then you press this down. This compresses everything to the bottom. You keeping all the oils in there and all the good stuff. Keep it there for a little bit, for about another minute, and then after that, pour into your cup, and you have a perfect cup of coffee. Like you don't get no better from an urn. You just don't. This is the way. Now the proper way to do this is with fresh beans. Like fresh, like really fresh. Like they just roasted them, and then you put them out, you put them in your grinder, grind them all up, make sure they're coarse. So working at Magnum, I've become a coffee connoisseur. How to do it the correct way, I've been told. So this is, and you know what? They were 100% right. The guy I work with, because I will swear by every cup of coffee that I have out of the French press. Absolutely, top notch. So.
No, I just got fancy and now I drink oat milk.
Oat milk. How's that fancy?
Oat milk and
here we go.
Black coffee. That good.
Nope, gotta wait a little bit longer. It's a little tad light. Tad light. Let me see this. I think we'll just get rid of that. There we go. How are we at here? 55. We've got 4 minutes left to go here before we start the show. So lots to talk about and lots to announce going forward. So,
God, it's depressing week is what it's been. But I'm guessing Tori and Bip weathered the storm. Everything was cool.
Yeah, that was the other thing that, obviously we're freaking out about. But apparently they're all right. They have power and they have everything that they need.
Good.
Not that I believe that they tell me anyway.
Yeah.
Because they don't want me to worry and freak out and then cancel, everything next week. And, because she knows everything else don't matter. So I'd be down there in 2 seconds. Let's give this a little swirl here, because I could use a little sippy sip, slip of the nip. Sometimes I like to swirl it a little bit, just get a little bit of those darker grounds in.
There's a dirty joke in there somewhere.
All right, what do we got There you go. All right. That's not bad. That's still a little light, but I'll deal.
And I did my homework.
That's a little light. I like it. Chewy. Still good though. Yes. Yeah, I gotta be shipping. I gotta be ordering a few. There's a few mugs going out. I gotta send them in. Next thing you know, everyone's gonna have mugs.
That'll be good. Then we have to bump up the shot glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's actually, I'm thinking that it might be the, but is it? This is
I signed up for my Paramount Plus free week. I did my homework. I watched all 3 episodes.
Ah, yes.
Did my homework.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I forgot about it.
I
Totally forgot about what the hell I watched. Like it's been like a crazy, insane week.
Crazy? Insane.
Crazy, insane.
Crazy.
I was not for the woman, man. And what did it was these big titties she had.
Big titties, big titties.
Broke more than your heart.
Yeah, fast.
That's all right. You got this pretty fine one sitting right here beside you.
That's the truth. That's the whole truth.
That's the truth. Every night, Mitch, I ain't playing with your ass.
Every damn night.
Every night, Mitch.
On the telephone?
Let's talk about it.
Explain
to him.
God damn, we know there's a phone.
Worst pain there is. his 3 lines in the movie. All right, let's do a show.
Here we
go.
Show. Didn't get dressed up for nothing.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. How's everybody doing here on the WTF? What's the Format Radio Show? See, I knew I was going to screw that up. Stop the share. Hey, everybody. Good evening. It is the WTF Radio Show and livecast here on 99 WNRR. Good to be with you. CJ, if you will, I need inspiration in the chat room. Can you hear everybody? Can you guys hear Joe? Joe, can you please do a mic test, please?
Mic test, please. Mic test, please.
Mic test, please. Thank you very, very much. If you guys can hear Joe, let me know. Let me see. Try closing that. Yes, I'm going to try closing. Try closing some applications. Yes, I am going to close applications.
Okay.
Good to be with you guys. It's been.
I got the echo.
Oh, hold on. There you go.
How about that?
Guys, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us here on 99 WNRR and the YouTube and the live cast. I just had to click the mic thing, the button that says mic on the broadcast so we can go out over the radio station too. Good to be with you here, guys. Just let me know in the chat. CJ, I need some inspiration, if you will, please. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you will, crank it up. Joe, give me a mic test. Can everybody hear you?
Hello. This is mic number 1.
This is a lot of fun. Are we having a lot of fun?
Is it coming out in doubly?
It is. You guys, are you? I hear no echo on my side, guys. So that was Mike's. So what was Mike's choice this week? My choice here. I'll show it to you because I just happen to have it right here. My choice
was the other Tony Basil album, right?
Was the other Tony Basil record? Yes, my choice up here for the record of the listening pleasure of the week was a band out of New Jersey. Like I said, I'm keeping it real this week. As a great band, 1992, this one came out. And if you could see this on the YouTube, Let me see. Linda Carter. You know what? CJ knows me because that's begins and ends with Linda. Mr. Reality, great band. If you like acoustic vibe, amazing songwriting and Eagles like harmonies, this is a record for you. One of my favorites. I play it all the time. Right here, I can tell you these are all good friends of mine. This is Gordon Brown, Pete Shearer, and Rob Tanico. Gordon Brown is in an outfit right now called Williams Honor, and phenomenal songs and doing well on the country scene. Again, phenomenal songwriter. Just did I think there was something connected to Asbury Park. I think they were honoring somebody who's a songwriter. I'll get you all that information. His name was Joseph. I forgot the last name, but did great things with Asbury Park and the guys from Pittsburgh too, along with Gordon Brown's other member in Williams Honor, Reagan Richards. She's originally from Pittsburgh, so little nose there. Still working on getting them on. They will be on, they said. So I told them after the show, after we get back from Ireland, we'll probably have them on. And we'll continue this support of New Jersey artists and catching up with everybody and what they're doing. So if you guys haven't been paying attention, thank you very much for tuning in tonight here on the station and also on the YouTube. We have got the Mylars coming in at 9:30 today. We'll be talking about what new music is, of course, that they're doing and other projects. And we'll talk a little history as well. And of course I wrote 2 questions. Now we're going to do the sports questions with them, but here's the difference. I know these cats are very, very smart when it comes to sports. So I had to up my game. I am not playing around with these 2 cats. Not
how many stitches on a baseball?
How many stitches on a baseball? It might be. But there's a lot to talk about. What's happened in a little segment. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. Oh, I love it. I so love it. No.
Uh-oh. Know what I love, Mike?
Yeah, hey guys, sorry about that. We just went off the air for a millisecond because Miss Effects likes to keep her what do you call it? Her
she music. Keep her finger on a button.
Yeah, likes to keep her broadcast module all large and everything like that. And I don't. I like to see who the heck I'm talking to. But anyway, this show, of course, sponsored as always by the wonderful people who make our WTF What's the Format radio show and live cast cups, mugs that you guys can get. Matter of fact, if we bring you on or if you guess right, you guys get a free mug and support the show. We thank you very much. There's got t-shirts in there. Go to porkrollapparel.com because Taylor Ham sucks. Go to porkrollapparel.com because Taylor Ham sucks. No, porkrollapparel.com. And you guys can get and support what we do. And lots more other stuff. More stuff coming, by the way. You guys are going to see a lot of stuff. A lot of cool new swag and shirts coming to the Pork Roll Apparel site. So we're excited about that. We're going to roll that out as well. That third arm keeps getting in the way. Yikes. You have conversations with these guys? Anyway, this has been one heck of a week. I mean, unreal. So we'll get to it right now in a little something that we like to call the WTF news. Welcome to the newsroom, everybody, on 99 WNRR, the WTF radio show with Mike and Joe and Mike. And dude, what the heck is going on? We won't talk about what's going on overseas because that's just forget it. Maybe we'll say something quick about it, but We'll start with I mean, usually we get celebrity deaths in threes. We're
It's
at six now
yeah,
in a week. So what the hell's going? We lost Maggie Smith. We lost McGonagall.
yes.
Lost Chris Christopherson.
We lost Charlie Hustle.
We lost Charlie freaking Hustle. And I'm so glad that he posted a bunch of stuff saying if you go put me in after I die, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Love that he did that. I love that he did that because that was, I'm going to say, bullshit. Bullshit. And he always deserved to be in there. And you know what? I'm going to get Danny and Quig's opinion on this because obviously there's a lot of sports. There's a lot of sports in this conversation. We're going to talk sports later, just so you guys know.
Okay.
Okay.
I just watched a documentary. He did like a 3 or 4 part talking to Pete Rose about his whole life and everything. And I mean, I think it's a sin that he's not in the Hall of Fame. There are athletes that have done far, far worse and have gotten 10 times the accolades that they deserve. And it's just, yeah, it's a shame. But
yeah.
Charlie Hustle.
Who else?
John Amos.
John Amos, which we found out today came across the line that he actually died August 12th.
Oh,
he actually died August 12th. This is out now. This is not, something off the top of my head. It's actual fact. The coroners have it in the reports. He died August 12th, but his family kept it secret.
Man.
I don't know why they kept it secret, but they kept it secret and then released it. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Dikembe Mutombo, who was not only a really, really good basketball player, the guy was a phenomenal, incredible human being and a phenomenal humanitarian and what he did with life out of after basketball. So we lost him, Chris Christopherson, as I met before, and John Ashton we lost.
Keith's father.
Or who is, of course, him as Taggart in Beverly Hills Cop. He's done more than that, but it's.
He was even in a sports movie. He was in Little Big League. He played the baseball manager.
Yep. He was in Little Big League. And
more importantly, he was Keith's dad in Some Kind of Wonderful.
That's true. Keith's dad. That's correct.
Correct. Yeah, it just going on to
John College, man. I'm not giving up on that.
Where's the fucking money?
Where's the blanket money, Keith? It's gone. All right, it's gone. So it's been tough. This has been a tough 7 days dealing with it. And obviously you got all hell breaking loose across the pond. And I'm not talking about Europe. I'm talking about the Middle East. You got it's insane. It's insane. So I would openly tell people, if you never got on your knees before, start doing it now, because unless people start to pull back, it's going to get it. We don't know. We just don't know what it's going to be. It's enough. I think it's enough. It's enough. Hey, Pet Vet, what's going on, huh? Had a toxic Tuesday yesterday, as we like to call, for another round of chemo. Look, doing pretty good. And of course, the one thing that people are talking about, well, some people who know, I have a suspicion. I have a very deep suspicion that my daughter right now, because she won't tell me, is right now probably in the hospital in the beginning stages of labor. That's what I think. That's what I feel in my gut, because she doesn't want me to contact her. When she doesn't do that, that means I'm dealing with some shit. We all know Tori, when she got to deal with some shit, you leave her alone. So I'm going to bet that probably in the next 24 hours, we can make an announcement. I'm thinking. And by the way, everybody lost the baby pool. I'm so happy about that. There's not one person that got it right. I got to shave tonight, man. I got to trim all this up for the travel. I don't want to go.
If you're going across the pond, let it grow. You got to.
Nah. I want I did that last time. It looked like ass. I didn't like it. I didn't
Okay.
too much. It was too much. So yeah, I mean, yeah, pan. I would probably say why not, but I don't know. I don't know. I think Mama wants me to. Mama wants a slee stack. Here you go. I think Mama wants me to trim it down for the trip. So we'll see. We'll see. Ain't got no time though. I gotta tell you, dude. Yesterday, I had worked on a project like late at night, and literally finished up like 2:30. Now, usually, we talked about this last week. I can work on 4 hours. I don't need 8 hours sleep.
Yeah, I've never seen you sleep.
But something happened, whether it be a mixture of the chemo along with along with being overtired. Dude, I was a wreck yesterday. I was a wreck. Like I was having I didn't even have a lot of coffee. I was shaking. Oh, you hear me shaking? You see me shaking? I was I literally I like a whole tumbler of coffee like everywhere. Like thank God I wasn't on the computer, but everywhere in the surface area, the kitchen area of my workplace. Yeah, like I'm like exhausted. And they're like, why don't you go home? Why don't you go home? I'm like, I got stuff I gotta get done. But yeah, I was absolute wreck. So I finally got the sleep that I needed. Props for Joe for having the better pick this week. I didn't know we were in a competition. I guess we are.
No, I think because uh not too many people are a fan of Tony Basil, and I am.
What did you pick?
I had Tony's first album, Word of Mouth.
No. What was you didn't
Oh, Journey.
Oh, you did Infinity.
Yes.
Right.
With
Yeah.
Feeling That Way in Any Time. Oh,
Yeah. Talking about drummers, Ainsley Dunbar, and we were actually talking about Cozy Powell today.
oh, I saw him.
You
I saw
saw
him with Emerson and Lake.
Wait a minute. Wait, when?
I saw the Emerson, Lake and
You
Powell tour.
saw that tour?
Yeah. I saw that. Was that what, 86, 87?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Where? Bro,
Either the Meadowlands or I'm thinking it was probably the Meadowlands, not the Garden.
don't think
But,
it would
but saw the Meadowlands because I remember I bought the shirt and the shirt looked like the album cover and everyone said it looked like the PBS from Channel 13.
True.
But no, yeah, I saw it was a good show. It was a good concert. He definitely a different drummer from Carl, but
Better drummer than Carl.
well, I would say different stylings altogether. But he had more of thunder when it came time for the drum solo.
Well,
It
big sticks.
yeah, and oddly enough, it was a good show. The album wasn't bad either.
And
The opening track, the score was a great tune.
he was in so many outfits, and he was kind of like the Eric Singer is now. Um,
Yeah,
those two, matter of fact, the way they play is kind of similar, I should say. So I was like looking at and doing more research because we knew that he died early. He died in a car wreck, but never knew why. You know why and how? Well, first of all, he drove his car. He died because he got into a car wreck doing 104. Okay. The reason why he did 104, he was dating a married woman at the time. And apparently the married woman was getting, I guess there was domestic violence involved,
hmm
but obviously she didn't leave her husband at this time yet. So she got a call. She called him, please come get me. He was going to save her.
Oof. Yeah,
And she was on the phone with him when he said his last words, which were, oh shit.
yeah.
I never knew that story. I was like,
Yeah,
that's how Cozy Powell went out. I was like, wow. I knew he died. I knew he died from a car wreck. I knew he died at 50. Didn't know why. I was like, wow, that's
I
great.
even I even remember they did MTV spots to promote the new album, and the three of them were on promoting videos, and they showed one of his sticks because he had oh man, yeah, there's a dirty joke there somewhere, but he had real thick sticks. And they kept saying, "Look at that! You got tree trunks. You're playing with tree trunks. No wonder the drums sound so loud." And they were having fun with them. But
Yeah.
yeah, damn,
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
man.
And I think about it, out of all four of them, the only one who's still alive is Carl,
Yeah,
who was in that. Well, and if you want to count Robert Berry from three.
yeah. Three. I liked three, but Carl, I like Carl Palmer. I really do. But I'm sorry. But to go around pushing the ELP project when you're the drummer who doesn't sing, I mean, it's kind of difficult to find another.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? Dude, what do you think? Now look at these two, the way it sets up. Now, Jason's doing it, but it's legit because it's his dad,
Right.
right? Or is it legit because there's an original member of ELP? So which is right? They've accepted Jason's thing, the Led Zeppelin experience, Jason Bonham,
Right.
Led Zeppelin experience, which by the way is amazing. They sound amazing. Um,
See, I never really thought of it like that. I didn't really want to go. I didn't want to go too deep. I just kind of looked at his face value. I'm like, yo, dude, you're. So you got Carl Palmer on drums, and I'm sure the other musicians are phenomenal. They wouldn't be doing it
right.
because I know whoever's on keyboards, that's some pretty difficult shoes. But I'm just like, dude, come on. You know what, Asia? Asia's doing a thing in memory of John. Why don't you just jump on that for a while? It
Oh,
just,
doing thing in memory of John.
I
Yeah,
believe so. Yeah.
here you go. How about that? How about that? You still have three original members, right? Bury the hatchet, do this thing for John, and then call it a day. Don't ever go out there as Asia again. Not
Well,
just
I
downs.
know you're not a fan of it, but the second turn of Asia, with John Fine, the second vocalist,
Yeah.
I liked that lineup. I it was it was enjoyable. What they put out was pretty good. I mean, yeah, Jeff Downs was the only original member left, but I bought their CDs. I thought they were pretty good. Some better than others. But then when the original four got back together and they put out Phoenix and Omega,
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed those albums more than I did the first two.
Really?
Yeah, I for some reason I there was just something about those albums that I just found better. And those I like. Yeah, those I like a lot more than like the first two were okay. I think for me, I was expecting more. Like with Missing Persons, I was expecting more from Asia because of the bands these individuals came from and the type of music they made, and the incredible drum solo and the drum fills and the incredible the 20-minute songs and so forth. But then we're going into the 80s, and all these bands now, no one wants a 20-minute song. They want a good 3-minute song to play on radio and MTV. And I think I was just expecting a little bit more when they came out, so I kind of forced myself to like them
Yeah.
and said, okay, yeah. So I listened to it. Some songs again, like better than others, and but like yeah, Wildest Dreams was the only one that had any sort of drumming in it. And then Alpha, I saw the Alpha tour, and again, the album was big, was good, but I listened to the older ones more. And again, I just like I said, I think I forced myself to like it because who they were and where they came from.
Mm.
So but
I
not
just,
bad.
I just think that, well, first of all, to me, Asia predominantly is the voice of John Wetton.
Hmm.
When I think of Asia, I think of John Wetton's voice. Period. End of story. I don't think that there's any, whatever he did with UK and whatever he did with King, Asia is John Wetton. As far as his style of vocals, his tonality, nobody can duplicate it. Um,
He had a good voice. A lot of his solo work, which didn't make, not
it
nobody really knew about.
is very good.
Yeah, very good indeed. Yeah, hell of a singer.
Yeah, and to me, that was the sound.
Yeah.
When you put on a record and the first thing you hear is "You leaving now"? Hello, how you doing? Well, this is Asia. I'm John Wetton, and that's to me how it happened. I did. Now I will offer this up for you, that listening to everything that they had to do. Remember, you got four egos, four different styles of writing, and somehow that has to amalgamate and coagulate and all the other eights and into what the sound would be for Asia. And I think the first record, it was exactly what I thought it would be. Matter of fact, the worst song on it is Heat of the Moment.
Thank you. I'm so glad you said that. I can't stand that song.
You have your Wildest Dreams. I mean, yeah. Whew, what a song. You have Cutting It Fine, which is a great song. Without You, absolutely incredible ballad. Haunting, absolutely haunting, that song. Um, every track except for Heat of the Moment, to me, Soul Survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah, every song on that album, to me, except for Heat of the Moment, I'll say it again, is amazing. I love every song on that record.
Even the B-side to Heat of the Moment.
Hard, yeah. What, shit?
It
What
was
was it?
just thought of it until I said Heat of the Moment.
Was
And I
it
got that.
Heart? This is what Heart was in the title.
No, man.
I want to look that up.
I just had it in son of a I can hear the song in my head.
B side
Ride easy.
of the, yep, Ride
Ride
Easy.
easy.
Right. B side, Ride Easy. Correct.
Yes. Took me a moment. But phenomenal voice.
And so that's what I think when I hear Asia, and what I think about when I think about them. I don't necessarily think about Jeff Downs. I don't think about I would probably say, in order of what I hear and what I think about, I see John Wetton, and then everybody else I'll put then Carl Palmer, because of his own style. And then I put Steve Howe and then Jeff Downs. That's kind of order of how I kind of view Asia, the band. It was always John Wetton's band to me. And, when that whole thing that happened, that was the whole disappointing for me. You got to see it. I was waiting for it, the poor little bastard that I was, waiting to see Asia in Asia, finally see this band that I friggin' love. I really did like. I didn't like Alva as much, but I do.
And Greg Lake's on the vocals.
And boom, here's Greg Lake. I'm like,
And that was his only gig.
and now, no, he did a couple more.
But I'm saying that's all he did, and then they
Yeah.
they pulled John back. But yeah, so the Alpha Tour with the big pyramid, and Jeff was on the second floor, and he brought every keyboard he owned, and he was running back and forth, and they they even did Daylight, the B-side, which I thought was cool. Never got my hands on that one. I was always looking for that Asia. That one, Aurora, the 4-song EP that only came out in Japan. That one I wanted. And then they put out the Best of Asia and put all the B-sides on that. So, but yeah, their B-sides were just as good as the stuff they put on the album.
Go down the list. Cutting It Fine. I said about that. Here Comes the Feeling.
That's a great song.
Great song, Soul Survivor, One Step Closer, Time and Time Again.
Doop, 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 doop.
Only and how haunting only time will tell. And Without You, yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, it's obviously for me, it's the quintessential Asia record. And but you know what the Alpha I loved. I kind of was upset about the whole Raiders of the Lost Ark thing with Don't Cry, and I think that's what people got disenchanted with. But if you listen to that, it does rival from a songwriting perspective the first record.
Oh, Alpha, the song that sticks out is The Smiles Left Your Eyes.
Oh,
Gee, just sit in a warm bathtub, light candles, get out a razor blade.
one up. Yeah, exactly. Eye to Eye, the last to know. The breakdowns. I was the first one to really know your name. Da 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 da. I mean, epic. These songs are they're his voice and the multi-layering of his voice. These things are epic. So I'm like, hey, you got my text? No, I did not get your text. Let me see.
We should listen to the
Yeah, I did.
Phoenix. Phoenix was a good album, and the songs he was writing were just, oh man, Days Like These.
I did send it. I did send it.
That was on Now and Then.
Email it.
Uh-oh.
No, it's gonna be fine. Just
All
I
right.
did email it. Did
He did a song called Heroin off his last album.
I'll send again. The technology, I love technology. It gives us the opportunity to do like that, to do this, but yeah, obviously you're going to have technical issues. So I emailed him. So I've got to do something right now. I got to email him the
Technology, you can do 90 things at once, but you're still going to get calls from across the seas about your extended car warranty or your senior health benefits.
Now, why the heck?
Do you have parts A and B?
What is going on here?
With the pooter? Can they hear us?
No, hold on. It says I'm blocked. What?
Did you offend?
No, not at all. All right, now I got a bigger problem.
Does it itch? Blocked on YouTube?
Log in. Log in. Oh, great.
They can hear us.
Yeah, no. Wow. I think I've been hacked.
Hacked
wow.
or
Live here, live on the air, right here. I think I've been I think I was one finally I think I got Facebook hacked because I am looking right now. I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I had a whole bunch of stuff open and I think that I just got hacked. Wow. You can see this live on the air. All right, so here we go. Facebook.
change the password.
No, here we go. Why not the people are fucking stupid? Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna take this, copy this. I hope Chris wasn't locked out. All right, copy. Let me see. Sorry guys, this is what we do live radio and live cast, and I have to send Danny an email. So let me do that right now. Compose. Gonna send it right now to Danny. Let me see, Danny. I won't give out his email. I was about to say it on the. Here we go.
Ah, I found something for CJ.
Here we go.
Tell you what, Mike does that.
Sent. All right, here we go. Sent. All right. So I'm back. Thank you guys for hanging out. And all right, I'm going to come back in the chat room too, guys. So we'll do that now. Yay. Here we go. He's back.
Well, while you're doing that, I found since CJ is always kind to us, I found something that I think CJ would appreciate. I found a CD, but there you go. One of John Valby's, the Double D CD,
Double D CD. All right, here we go.
autographed.
His iPad. Not a minute at 9:32. We'll admit Danny. Da, 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 da.
Do 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 do. Ba do 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 do.
Live as always. Da, 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 da.
You hear us?
Yo, boys.
Oh, we got the applause.
Of course. I got it. Hey, I paid for the damn hot buttons. I got to use them.
Nice, man. Nice.
All right. First question I got for you guys.
Okay.
All right. How come you guys don't age?
Good question.
What the hell?
You don't either, man. You look exactly the same.
Hyperbaric chamber or some shit like that? Or what's going on?
It's upstairs, right next to the Elephant Man's remains.
How's it going, guys?
Good. Yeah, we're good, man. How are you?
Can't complain. I'm losing it, though. Losing it. I guess you probably followed that that Tori is we believe right now in the delivery room.
No way. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So
how are you holding up?
I said she had a doctor's appointment yesterday and she's been, progressing.
Okay.
She was due a week ago.
Wow. Okay.
So now I said how to go at the doctor's office. I get this text back that says, "We'll let you know when he's here."
Really? Oh, she knows it's a boy?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great, dude. Congratulations.
So that's where we are right now. We're like, I'll let you know when he's here. Like,
please. Oh, that's so cool, dude.
Take it easy.
Is she far away? Can you get there relatively?
No, I can't. No, she's in South Carolina.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That's the tough part. That's the tough part. This is like old school reunion. Like what's going? It's like holy crap.
I know, man.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time, dude.
It's been a long time. Thanks
for having us on, man. We appreciate it. Nice to see you.
The T-shirt is killer, Craig. It's
he gave it to me.
Absolutely.
Concert tickets, man.
So before we get into talk about everything that you guys are doing and stuff like that, we were talking about how opening the show, we always do a news segment. What is going on with the past 6 days? Like all these people that we lost. I understand we're all getting older. It's going to happen, but just to get an initial reaction, that's crazy. And then we found out that John Amos, who today actually died August 21st.
Wow. Okay.
Family kept it a secret.
Oh man.
So I was like, that's a little strange.
Yeah, it's been a rough week.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We don't talk about what's going on across the pond right now because it's just
but still, it's
It's been,
see, Mike's going for like all the deep stuff. I have a simple question.
Okay.
Because you guys are hometown. You guys are union represent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
So that the big question is, of course, Taylor ham or egg roll, pork roll.
Taylor ham, of course, 100%.
What is it?
Taylor ham, 100%.
See?
they're above the Mason-Dixon line. It doesn't count.
And for that, guys, I'm gonna raise my Mark Twain diner mug.
There he is.
But just for the record, like when you went to the public schools in Union and they served it, it always said pork roll on the menu. It never said Taylor ham. It always said, but it was always thick. So that's what was my thoughts were. Well, the stuff my father makes on the grill with the slits.
Yeah, it's
That's
Taylor ham.
Taylor
It's
ham.
always Taylor
Those
ham.
big,
ham.
thick things.
Yeah.
That's pork roll, I guess.
Yeah, and if you order it Mark Twain or Huck Finn, it's Taylor ham.
Mark Twain, Taylor. It's on the menu. Taylor ham.
It was on the menu, Mark Twain.
I sent it to
Oh,
Mike.
absolutely. Yes, Taylor ham. Yeah, yeah.
Taylor ham.
I was too drunk. I was too drunk.
Two people out of I don't know how many.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I was.
You're union too. You guys,
Mhm.
you know, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm de facto union.
You are. You spend enough time in union,
Yeah,
man.
I guess if
you
you're
got
spending, like,
smuggled in, and a couple people don't like it, and
smuggled in.
Nice.
I guess if you can quote anything and know the strip of Morris Avenue, I guess that makes you legit.
Man, I can't tell you how many times we cruised that strip, right?
That between that and 22. That's how you learn to really drive. You got on 22. If you could make a U-turn in the middle on 22, you could drive. You could drive anywhere in the United States.
That's true. Of course, that was what was the CD store that was there, the record store that was in the
Compact Disc World.
Compact Disc World.
And Coconuts was right. You down.
And the Wiz was there too.
The Wiz was there, but
on the right. Yeah.
Before that,
Eddie,
Crazy
Crazy Eddie's. I was work there, man. Oof.
Yeah.
But there was across the street, a little hole in the wall place called Laser Sound. They sold CDs. They went under.
Okay.
And if you really want to go old school, there was Platypus Records.
I don't remember.
They were on the middle island.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one way up almost into Springfield in the back on the left by the brook.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't think of what the name was. But we met Twisted Sister there once. They came in. I have to look up the flyer. I know I still have it where they signed it. But yeah, that was at a good record store too. Back in the day when you can go to record stores and you know, and the people that work there knew everything about music, you know, and you could talk for hours with them. It was true. It was a different world.
Yeah, the good old days.
So your guys, for those of you who are tuning in and who are going to be watching this later on, is the history of these two guys. They have been friends. They have been partners in crime in the industry and in bands together for eons.
Yeah, a long time. So what is it about working with, because I'll get to the all the music stuff. What is the main key in the relationship that has kept this, you know, kind of fresh and always, you know, kind of always exciting working together and just hanging out together, creating music? It's one thing to be friends, but it's another thing to work together. No.
Good.
I know what I'm going to say. Whatever I say, you're going to come up with something funny antidote. I think that for me, it's just we get each other because we grew up, you know, a dozen blocks from each other. So when we talk about stuff, we can relate to the same thing. So that's where it starts, is that, you know, we grew up in the same town. We grew up a half a mile from each other. And I think our working relationship is because he brings to the table the things that I don't bring and vice versa. Like the gaps that I, you know, think the shortcomings that I have, he doesn't, and the other way around, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
You know,
I said the other thing too is we both have a lot of the same music growing up in common. And when you're working, it makes it easy. You could say, you know, I want do this. You know how they do in such and such in the bridge where they'll do stabs like in 38 spat, like, you know, and you're like, yeah, I got it, I know what you mean. And then you move right on. It's like, if you have to explain that to somebody that's outside, they're like, well, I don't know exactly what you mean. Or, you know, you speak a certain unspoken language.
And because we've done it so many times before, we're just like, oh yeah, do that thing again. And it's just like, okay, I get it.
Does in, you know, obviously you've done it you've done it separately and you've done it collectively.
Sure.
Is there any commonality, or is it completely different when you convey that idea to the rest of the players in the situation? Is it easier to do it? Do you find that it's easier to both go and say, hey, we are thinking about this? Or when one person addresses everybody, and so as far as that communication, how you're putting the idea across?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's always better to do together, just so that people don't feel like it's a.
Well,
You know.
what'll happen is him and I will discuss whatever it is ahead of time.
Yeah.
All right. So you know what we want to tell them. Tell them. You know,
Yeah.
and this way, there's only one person talking, but it's really two people because the decisions have already, you know, been talked about.
We always find.
ahead of time.
I agree. We always find like if it becomes like a band meeting thing, then it, you know, feelings get weird. So like we always kind of try to handle everybody on a one-on-one, like friend. We're all friends, so it's like, hey,
Right.
let's try this. And I know from my own personal thing, like when somebody comes to me like a one-on-one kind of thing, I always think I handle it better than if it's like a, you know, 3-on-1 or something like that. So yeah, we always try to. We always know what's going on behind the scenes, but we try to, you know. Right.
Right. Yeah. It's like when you're telling them, you're telling all of us, but some of us already know, you know,
Right.
and it's not a sneaky thing or anything.
No, no,
the
not
other
at
guy.
all.
It's just like, you know, let's see, you know, you don't have to hear it from both of us, you know,
Yeah.
we'll get some opinions.
Yeah, no, I was strictly talking from the creative standpoint, as far as like when you're feeling a certain way about a song, and then all of a sudden, you know, you have to want to convey that to, you know, like I should basically just rephrase as like something more organic. Do you let it just naturally flow and have everyone catch up, or is it usually something that you have a set idea and let's roll with this?
It's both. It's both.
I said, go ahead.
Yeah.
You have we try to give everybody a lot of freedom, first of all, because I think that you never know what somebody's going to come up with, and it might be better than what you ever thought. And if you kind of just say, oh, this is what I'm thinking, this is what you got to do, and man, you don't know what's behind, you know, door X. So no, I think we go into it with a pretty good idea of what we want, what would be our ideal thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I always think it's important to give a lot of leeway with musicians and just let them run with it, because you never know. The magic sometimes lies behind what you didn't know you wanted.
Good point. That's a good point. As I said, I've talked with Joe before that there are a few people in this musical world that I know of, and you know, actually talk to from time to time, that some of the hardest working people in music. Glenn Burtnick,
Mm-hmm.
always doing some. PJ is always busy.
Always.
And you guys, you're always working. You guys, the three of you, you're like the four of you, you're like the hardest working people in now. Maybe I'm close to it, I get it.
Yeah.
But when you see everybody from afar, you know, everyone's taking a break here. You guys are constantly working. You're constantly doing something, whether it's doing something, you know, doing like a local thing, or you're out on tour. I'm sorry, the band leaves the top. It's not off the top of my head right now, but you're touring.
Me? Oh, I did. The touring band that I'm working with, or the one we? Yeah, I'm a touring guitar player for a band called Fastest Land Animal.
Yes, Fastest Land, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But like I said, but then now you're coming back and we're doing more. So when we talk about the Mylars,
mm-hmm.
Okay, 2017, is it 2017 already? Melody Records
was 17, right? Yeah. 17, 18. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I think the obvious answer, I guess, that a lot of the slow down happened because of COVID.
100%.
Because you guys were rolling.
Yeah.
The release, you're playing everywhere, you're doing bigger slots and everything like this, and everything is rolling. All of a sudden, everything got stopped at. So we all know that.
Mm-hmm. Totally derailed us.
Killed my band, killed a whole ton of stuff that was going on. So I know that's the answer. So I don't want to ask that question because it's obvious.
Yeah.
The idea, or I should say, what was the thing? Did you just say, hey, you know what? Let's just pick it back up and do it again?
And the thought was always to pick it back up and do it again. We never broke up. There was never a breakup. There was never we're going our own ways. There was none of that. It was literally what you said. COVID derailed us. We were in the middle of recording our second record.
We even filmed a video, Satellite Girls. We filmed it on the roof
The Newman Leather Building
in Hoboken. The reason it's filmed on the roof is because it was COVID, so we didn't want to be trapped in a small room with anybody. We were trying to keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean, in between takes of that video, we were all in masks. It was a crazy time, and we thought, oh, maybe this will, maybe things will open up sooner than they did, and they didn't, and that's fine. And but we always knew that we would get the band back to, everybody back together and start doing it again. We just didn't know when. And then when everything opens up again, like I said, our record came out, but it came out as such a soft release because there was no platform.
Mm-hmm.
And so the second record really never got a fair shake. And then when things opened back up again, all five guys were kind of doing their own thing. They were in a different place, except for him and I. He and I were still playing together, doing our stuff and still writing and all that. But the other guys were kind of off doing their thing. And
the other thing, it was like, so we jumped on with Rick Springfield and Ace Frehley, and you play it. Now the bands were playing out. They were doing an opening act that stayed with the tour, so nobody else could get in with the COVID thing, or they were just not taking support at all. So that slowed. We were really jumping on with everybody, and then it became like impossible.
Yeah.
It got to be like hitting the wall every time we got to something. It was like, no, not yet. So that slowed. That was a part of that too.
Yeah, that slowed it down. And then the thing that picked up I think one of our last shows was with the band The Vapors from England, turning Japanese.
Yeah.
And we became really, really good friends with them after that show that we did 5 years ago at the Mercury Lounge. And they always said, when we come back to America, it may take a while, but when we come back to America, we really want you guys to be the support band again and go back out with us. And that was the catalyst. Like, basically, we got a call 6 months ago, and they're like, we are coming back to the US in the fall, and we want the Mylars. And we picked up the phone and we called the other guys, and we're like, this is the sign. This is the sign we were all looking for. This is what we were waiting for. And no better time, right? No better time to re-release the record that never got released and put a brand new single out called Mustang that Quig's singing on, and
yep.
That's making the rounds now. And
heard it.
Right.
Yeah, and the Vapors were thrilled that, like, Danny reiterated that story on stage, and the Vapors were thrilled. Like, the whole team, they were like, "You really? It was our call." They're like, "And now you can't quit. Don't ever stop." And because they had a stretch where between record 1 and record 3, there's a long stretch for them too. They're like, "Don't stop, don't stop."
Yeah.
So they were pretty excited. They were happy that it all happened that way.
Thoughts on, and this is why I asked this question, because to me it's a sound that kind of resonates. It's not just for here, but I definitely hear it as a sound that would be readily accepted live across the pond. Teased thoughts would like
yes, 100%. I mean, that would be amazing. And they hinted at it as well, and
the Vapors
hinted at it as well, and we may have hinted it to them a bit too. But if it ever became available, I mean, there's no question. I'd want to do like a week with them out there at least.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be really fun for us.
Funny, I never even asked this question through all the times that we've talked, whether it be about Crash Moderns, whether it be about Mylars the first time, whether it be about Waking Heroes and everything else. But do either of you ever play across the pond?
I mean, we haven't together. I have with some of the touring stuff I've been doing.
Touring stuff? Absolutely.
Never with the Mylars.
All right.
Which is definitely. The Crash Moderns did do one show in Japan for the troops.
Yeah, I remember that.
For the Air Force.
Yeah, I remember.
Way back, and that was a thrill because our troops don't get to hear American music for, I mean, obviously recordings, but they don't get to see live shows, so that was a big thrill. But I mean that could be something for the Mylars to do too, like maybe getting back with the Air Force Entertainment company. They were wonderful. So, you know,
That would be a good idea.
yeah, you get back out, get back overseas.
Well, the list that I have is keep going. Joe, come on.
No, well, you see, gentlemen, I was never in a band, never played anything. I met Mike and he was always into the band. I have like the weird, creepy, stalky stories stored in the back of my mind because we've never hung out, but we ran in the same circles,
Okay.
just not collectively. We know a lot of the same people, just not collectively. But just recently, Mother's Day, you were at the Chinese restaurant in Springfield with your whole family. Because I was there with my mother and my 2 kids, 2 booths away, texting Mike going, "Hey, dude,
That's
get
good.
me here."
Oh my God, we did do that. We were like,
Yeah, and then you're with your family, and when we with your family, it's like, no, you're with your whole family, and it's not
oh,
like you know me from like the old
no, you
days.
should have said something. Come on.
No, because well, I was with yeah, but I was with my mom, and yeah, anyway, but I was just like, all right, just but
So the way that all came about, it's funny. So all of my in-laws are in Ohio, and a lot of my family always says, I'm come from a big Italian family, and we always do a huge thing for Christmas Eve, of course, and Thanksgiving. But everybody kind of went in their own direction this past Thanksgiving, except for us and my cousin's family. And we're like, you know what? We're not going to just like do a big spread for just the 2 families. That's silly. So let's do a Christmas story, like a Ralphie Thanksgiving thing at the Chinese. And that was how it all came about. We're like, that would be amazing. Let's do that. And of course, I think they were the only ones open too. So
yeah, because every Mother's Day, my wife asked for one thing: take the boys and go.
yeah. Was it Mother's Day or Thanksgiving?
Same
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day? Okay, well, maybe we did for Mother's Day too.
Take the boys and go. So I go see my mom in Union. She gives me a to-do list, and then I take her out to dinner, and she enjoys the Chinese food there. So we always go there.
Yeah.
And that used to be a Palmer Video. No, that was in the plaza where it used to be a Palmer Video because I managed that Palmer Video.
Palmer right there. Yep. Now it's I think the
It's some store. And then I worked at the Palmer Video in Union.
Yep.
That was now a tanning booth, which is now an empty building on Morris Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked with Maurice.
Oh, you know Mo?
I know Mo.
You say hi to Mo for us.
Yeah, him and I used to work together, and we had a lot of fun. And but yeah, and then reconnected with him on Facebook and everything. But yeah, I worked with Mo like all the time, and every Friday night we watched Flash Gordon.
Oh, very cool.
So
very cool. Great guitar player. He's
yeah,
we had some fun with Mo too.
He gave me a demo like years ago.
Oh, nice.
I have his demo.
What is that?
What's the name on it?
What is that you're holding up?
Deadly Fate.
Oh yeah, that's Nino on vocals.
Oh, is that Nino?
And Eddie Scortino.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Nino, Mo, Tom Medcraft,
Yeah,
and, Eddie Sorrentino.
Eddie, yeah.
Sorrentino.
All you guys.
Yep.
Except for Nino, he's the Hillside guy.
So
Yeah.
and then
Maniac.
That's right. Yeah.
and then our mutual friend, the Tony from the Game Room, 4 Seasons. Tony
Girl.
Oh.
Kostuk.
Tony
Kostuk.
Kostuk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dear friend of ours.
Yeah, I
All grew up together.
Definitely.
as did I. Hung out I worked at the damn bowling alley, lived there, and worked in the game room and so forth. So I know Tony, I know Steve.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just saw Steve last week and talked to Tony.
I did too. Yeah, I saw Steve last week
2
too.
days ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how they stay in the circle.
That's great. Wow.
And then I think, Danny, you were playing with Jerry Usulovich.
Yes.
The tuba player.
Jerry's awesome. Yeah. So I was doing a thing at a restaurant in Union, and Jerry would text me, be like, "Hey, you want me to bring the tuba out tonight, or you want me to bring the man?" He always had a weird instrument. I'm like, "Yeah, bring it out." And we would do like old Beatles songs and stuff, and it was fun.
Yeah, Jerry.
He's joined us on the duo. What we did. Doing the duo.
We did a jam. What did he play? Mandolin at the Turtleback Zoo.
Yeah, right.
The 3 of us, this past summer, the 3 of us. It was cool.
So I know Jerry. Jerry's responsible for my first tattoo. hanging out with Jerry, and he gave me a lovely lesson on the Grateful Dead and the
Yes,
finer art of smoking.
he'll do that.
Yeah. These are the stories I know. I know nothing of the writing the song and getting the band together. And I know what it's like to deal with a lead singer with a little bit of an ego. But, other than that, I just, I followed Mike around and helped out any way I could when he got in his bands and such and so forth. So
like Quig and I became lead singers, so we don't have to deal with that anymore.
True. Now we're the ego.
But that's all I got to, you want to talk about how to write a song and the melody. Sorry, I can't help you there, but
you ever hear Mike's song? Mike's got some great songs.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Come on, man.
I request them all the time.
That stuff out now.
The story how Mike and I met was I worked in Woodbridge at Tape World. I was the manager.
Oh, wow.
And they said, we got a new guy working. You're going to meet him on Monday. I said, cool. And I walked into work and Mike Tramp is sitting outside the store. He looked like Mike Tramp. He had the long hair and the coat and everything. And I was like, who are you? He goes, I'm Mike. Nice to meet you. I said, oh, okay. I'm Joe. Here's the store. What do you listen to? He's like, oh, I listen to Kiss. I listen to this. I'm like, okay, we're going to get along just fine.
No,
I just kind of took off from there.
That's awesome.
And then through other friends in Union, Mike Lucarello, Mickey.
Love Mike. Yeah, Mike's great.
He was, I hung out with him through another friend, John Manzo, John the chef.
Mm-hmm.
And Mick's like, yeah, I got a band and I just need a singer. And I was like, I think I got one for you. And introduced him to him, and they all met, and I was just sort of like the roadie. I just followed him around. So yeah, I know all about all the songs he wrote and the songs he sang and all that stuff. And
great. That's so cool. It was a great scene, man. We all came from such a cool scene. It's
yeah, it was that whole time was, I mean, it was so electric.
Yeah.
All the different people, the different players.
Mm-hmm.
And even though that everybody was, putting their best foot forward to outdo everyone else, it was still a great vibe.
Yeah.
It was healthy. I call it healthy competition.
I was going to say part of that was what pushed it forward. Exactly. Sure.
It was.
If you saw somebody like you knew they were doing something better or writing better or singing better, you're like, you know what? We got to up the game.
We got to work harder.
Yeah. Exactly. You definitely felt that. Yeah. But still, it was still a great, when we all, played on a show together, still there was that, like I said, the healthy competition. But when you got done, you were like high five, beers, relax.
Totally.
And that's what I tell people about how great that scene was.
It was great. We used to go to barbecues at some of the bands from Studio One. They'd have barbecues on Sundays, and we all it was,
Well, I don't think we realized because where we were, I don't think, there was no internet. We didn't realize what we had. Like there was a scene. It was a big scene. And we thought everywhere in the United States is like this. Apparently not. It was like LA and New Jersey, and everywhere else was
New York
doing something else. You could go out every night of the week and see a great band, and like maybe 6 bands, you could play all the time. I had no idea until way later. I'm like, wow, we were there.
We were in the middle of it all.
Yeah, that's what people don't realize, that there was 2 places and that was it. And that's a great statement, Quig, because it was literally LA, which, kind of went 84 on, but at the same time, 84 on to 90, it was New Jersey. It wasn't New York. It was New Jersey.
Yeah. It was New Jersey way more than New York. New York was
dying.
It was too separated.
It was coming off the punk thing. I think they had their scene, and the next thing was us.
They had their punk scene, they had their rock scene, and then it went
down. Yeah.
You had everybody coming out. I mean, literally, you had but did you guys get a chance? Did you guys get a chance to watch that series on Paramount Plus?
Which one?
Nothing but a good time.
Not yet.
About the LA scene, and it was one. It started from the LA scene, the birth of it, and then went to just 80s metal overall. And there, in part 3, they actually had Steve Brown in it.
Oh, did they have Steve? Okay,
they did Steve. They interviewed Steve-O about it. What they did to introduce Trickster into it was so horrible, dude.
Oh no! What did they?
Yeah, it was the quote was, and I'm gonna have to ask Steve, and I'm gonna ask PJ too because I didn't get that chance yet. But I think the quote was that somebody said that they were they were trying to sign more people from Jersey, so they recognized that Skid Row and what's the next band.
Sure.
And they were signing garage bands like Trickster.
Oh.
And I was like, oh.
Wasn't the first video shot in a garage? Maybe that's
garage. Exactly. So I think that's where they got it from.
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys,
And what was PJ, 16 when that was all going down?
And he was the last one to enter.
Yeah.
He was. They had a different bass player. And
they did. Yeah.
Before they got signed, that's when they brought PJ on.
Yeah.
They were all, what does they say? They were all underage when they took well, that's what they said.
Yeah. I know about that.
When they opened up at the Meadowlands, they were all underage.
Yeah, I remember that.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that true? Were they underage?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I thought Steve was 25.
He's all age. What are you talking about, man?
That's what I mean. I was just like, no, he wasn't.
Well, I don't think
we were all younger.
I don't think any of them were. I don't think any of them except for PJ was underage. But PJ certainly was underage. And I think to expand on that, I think PJ was even finishing up high school at that time. Like he was younger than them for sure.
Well, and now he's by me.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's got a house in Bayville, which is like 20 minutes up the road. No, we were both at Walmart in Lacey on Route 9, and I'm walking in and picking up a few things. Next thing I know, I see the nap cap. I was like, dude, I know you, right? So I dropped my stuff. I said, and he's doing all rock star. He's kind of like running in, being incognito and running out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I tapped him. I go, what you doing in my Walmart?
Oh, that's awesome.
He goes, this is my Walmart. I go, what do you mean it was your Walmart? And we sit have a conversation while the cars are coming, right?
That's funny.
And he was like, he goes, dude, my house is 2 minutes down the road. I'm like, really?
Cool.
So it's true. Everybody from North Jersey has to move south. So or west in Joe's case.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, where are you? Where are you now, man?
I live in PA.
Oh, okay. Oh, are you really? Yeah.
Yeah, just
the water gap or out
no, we're I'm like 45 minutes from like 20 minutes from Princeton. Live in Bucks County.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
Yeah. Like 10 minutes from New Hope.
Bucks County. Nice area though. It really is nice.
Oh, nice. So nice. Yeah.
It's a cool area. What are some of the things that you guys, I mean, I try to draw parallels from, your early beginnings to now. And I think about, well, you go back from the early band, from the really early band.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now.
The way in.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What are some of the things? How about this one? What are some of the things and twists and turns you didn't expect being back then? Because being in that band, again, you guys were rolling.
Yeah.
You guys were doing a lot of stuff. You guys had the demo out. You guys were doing all these shows, between you guys, Frank, and everybody else in the band. You guys were doing bigger things than a lot of the other bands at the time. What are some of the things that happened from that point on in your careers that you kind of didn't expect, and some things that you did?
No, I don't even take it.
Well, yeah. There's a time where, like you said, we had management, everything was rolling, and we had signed the deal. And I'm not even going to say who it was.
No.
And of course, everything got up. And I mean, it was one of those situations where the studio was booked to do the album. All the instruments were in the shop getting set up. All the guitars were getting set up for the recording, and the record label went under. So we were like, we had all quit any day jobs we had. We were ready to go in, tour, do the whole thing, and everything collapsed. And it left us like I remember getting luggage on a Christmas morning from my family saying, congratulations, not telling them that we just got the call.
Oh my God.
It was really, and then we're like, well, maybe we could just go out and play some cover music to make some money. And of course, all the guitars were in the shop and we didn't have any money to get them out.
We just signed a bad record deal and the studio was booked. There was nothing we could do about that. So we salvaged whatever we can. We went into the studio and started the record. And I think we still held out hope that the record label was going to turn stuff around and meet us at the studio as planned and with a check. And that never happened. And we got holding the bag for that one. And it hurt. It hurt a lot.
And then the unexpected was, so we're thick as a brick, so we just kept going no matter what. We borrowed money. We did whatever. By the time we got the record recorded and manufactured, grunge had come in and changed the whole game. We had missed the boat.
We have boxes of our CD being delivered to our doorstep as Smells Like Teen Spirit is taking over MTV, and all
the labels dropped all their metal, all everything went.
Everything we knew, everything we thought, it was pulled out from under us. Like in 2 weeks, it literally happened in a 2-week span. And we were pretty devastated, to say the least. Shows were canceled. Tours we were going on were canceled. I mean, like he said, all the labels were dropping their big artists. It was a bloodbath, it was a total bloodbath. And we were right in the middle of it all.
Now, unexpectedly, as you say, so those CDs that we had were like 1,000, and they ended up going out all over the world. And they became like huge collectors. People were buying them on eBay for $300-400. It was nuts. So the label Steelheart, right, in Italy, reissued the whole record with remixes and everything, all in 2020. It's got a beautiful package. We would have never expected it after all we went through with that record.
Yeah.
Oh, he's looking it up.
Yeah. I am.
Is it up there? Probably up.
Get myself a copy of one of these.
It's up there. Probably still for $300.
I'll send you one. I got one.
I'm actually got to make a deal with you, man, because there's a couple of them that if you got, I want to buy off of you.
Yeah, buying anything, I'll send them to you. Get out of here.
Definitely. Because Tori still has the copy of the Crash Mods.
Yeah.
One, so I want a copy of that.
Of course.
I want copies of the Mylars.
Absolutely.
You need to get hooked.
Immediately.
Get hooked.
Do you like hard copies like we do? It's like you gotta have them, It's
I gotta have it.
I've
gone nuts. Like it's bad. It's bad. I went and completely rebought because I lost all my vinyl when my parents moved.
Oh no.
So I went and I literally have been on a spree, and I just bought all of the old vinyl that I had.
Yeah.
Every album that I used to have, I bought. Now I have.
That's awesome.
Now the journey is complete. The circle is complete. But now it's bad. I'm going down doing this. Well, I think I was going to buy that one. I think I wanted that one. Didn't I want that one? Yeah, I did. So now I've got the whole, go ahead. It's only $80.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna fucking kill you. Do it. And of course, I usually get my ass kicked, but it
was a struggle, man. I know. It's like buying a new guitar. Who needs a new guitar?
Yeah, we do. We need a new guitar.
Right.
Who's we? Us. We needed one. We needed one for the house.
Right. You already have 3 of those.
Yeah, the struggle is real. Yeah. Absolutely real. Between as songwriters, obviously when you're first starting out, and there's a certain style, there's a certain vibe that's happening, stuff that you're into, stuff that you're influenced by, and then you look at the progression of how you have grown as a songwriter, both of you. talk about that, because that is to me such a maturation process. It's so important because you sit there, you know, it's when you're writing and you're young, it's kind of soup du jour.
Very much. Yeah.
It really is. But all of these things that you're like, dynamics, breathing, structure come into play, and you become more proficient at what you do. And I hate that word. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You get to this point right now where you become incredible songwriters, which I think is the best compliment that I could pay you guys.
Thank you very much.
And it takes a while, but if you can talk about that process, talk about that growing process.
I think that growing process as a musician and as a songwriter is a parallel with maturing as a human being. I think going through life and all the things that hit you through your life, if you pull them into your songwriting, they're just going to run parallel. They're going to run parallel. Like in life, you try new things. As a songwriter, you try new chords, you try new things. You have more to talk about as you get older as well. All these life experiences, it just becomes this big, you know, this big, vast, you know, right thing.
Well,
that
the other thing with the maturity, like the new maturity we find ourselves trapped in, you know,
right.
With it, your ego gets into check, and you're like, you know what? Not everything I write is great. You know, when you start writing songs, you write songs. It's the next song I wrote, and it's a great song because I said so. You know, I'll change. Like now, I have no problem going. You know what? This line is kind of weak. It's gone.
Yeah.
And you outright that line, and you can do that to yourself. But when you're younger, it's really hard. Like, well, this is the way I wanted it. And it's like your ego is running amok. Right. But once you put that shit in check, you're on your way.
And again, right. And again, it's the experience. Like when you're a kid and you're writing it, that may be the best line you can come up with. But as you get to, you know, older and wiser and experience more, you're like, no, that line's shit. Like I could write that line right now. That's not the best I can do.
Right. How do you write about life's experiences when you
you
haven't really left the neighborhood, you know?
Yeah. And all the bands, I mean, like when you're a kid, you're exposed to some bands, like you're definitely exposed to your favorite bands and all that. And I don't know if you're pulling that into your songwriting at all, but as you grow as a songwriter and as a musician and all these musical entities, like, you know, bounce off of you, you're going to absorb a lot of it. You're just going to naturally absorb a lot of it. And it's going to come out in your songwriting without you even knowing it's happening.
I find a lot of times I'll hear somebody do something, like I'll hear a song and I'll go, God, I wish I thought it had.
Yeah.
You know, and you'll take that, you stick it in the back, you know, just the way they did this or the way they used the, you know, the guitar or just the way they twisted the line around, you know, I turned the door and opened the key. Yeah. You know, like you're like, wow, that was clever. You know, like you put that stuff way back and then you pull from it when you need it.
And you also get into a point where you start to self-edit yourself a little. Like when you start to try cool things, you want to try them all. And sometimes that's too much. So you have to know how to self-edit yourself.
I can right? Say right away, like, especially working with you as long as we have, there'd be this time, it was years and years ago, but we'd sit down in the room and we'd get to that chord and you say, all right, it would be the G. And they're like, let's try this and this and this and this and this. And we go back to G, like, yep, the G. You know, it's like, because it was there. It was like, you know, we're overthinking it. I'm like, it's where you said it, like where it started. It felt good right there.
Sometimes the most obvious, the best thing is right in front of you. It's really true.
What is about same kind of thing? How has playing live changed for you guys?
Wow. I mean, there's a lot of ways that hasn't changed at all. I could definitely tell you more about the ways it hasn't changed at all. I still get that nervous excitement 5 minutes before showtime that I got when I was 16 years old. It's still there. It was there 2 weeks ago at the Mercury Lounge with the Vapors. It's the feeling that I live for. And it's so many years later. Just the excitement of being on stage has never changed for me. It's always there. I guess I guess we gig smarter. I mean, the way it has changed for us is we gig smarter now. We don't try to bring walls of Marshall stacks, and
Yeah,
we realize what we need and what we don't need.
And I could like from the early days versus now, like there's absolutely no drinking before showtime. In those days, I don't think there was I could count on a hand how many we played without drinking. You know, it's just part of the. Yeah. Now it's like, no, we're here to play. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want, everybody wants to do it, go for it. But it's like it used to be like a sort of becomes like a crutch. You're like, oh, I'm not nervous because you're drunk. You know?
And the other thing with me, like, you know, and I don't know if it affects other people. I just don't know if it affects us. Any kind of alcohol completely destroys my voice. Like if I have a beer, like I can't
sing after it. It dries you
out.
out.
I don't know if it's I think I just have some type of allergic reaction to it. So it is what it is. Like we don't want people coming to a show in New York City, you know, spending money driving and getting there and it being a half-ass show. I don't think that's fair. So yeah, I think we're a little bit more respectful now. We didn't think about it when we were kids.
No,
it was just a big party, and we just felt everybody was partying along with us. But now it's a respect thing. It's like, you know, you want to give your all every night. Like a couple weeks ago, I went to see the Hooters, and those guys are, you know, getting up there, and they were amazing. They played for 2 hours, all the hits, phenomenal, vocals on point the whole night, and I'm like, that's the way it's done. You know, if those guys can do it, like you said, Glenn Burtnick, if he could do it, I mean, that's a bar, right? They're setting a bar for the way it should be done. You know.
Well, it also a lot of bands, you know, it's not as what it was. Like there was a time when Aerosmith would go on stage, Blotto, you know, it was like the way it was, and then even they stopped, you know, at a certain point. Now it's not it's not like it was, you know. Maybe too many people died from it. You know, like the Aerosmith says at one point, we went from musicians dabbling in drugs to drug addicts dabbling in music.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, that was very popular when we were doing it. You know, that mentality was there. You know, but it's not. I don't see it as much anymore. I think people, you know,
I just think we have more respect for, you know, what we're doing, and you know, feel a little bit more responsibility to do our best, you know, because it takes a lot more to do your best as you get older. You know, it's not like when you know, could do anything and run on stage and play a show. It's not like that, you know. It takes a little more.
True. And if you guys want to see this band, of course, I've seen pretty much almost everything that Danny's been a part of, except for this band. But I have seen the videos so far, so I will get out to a show soon.
Yeah, please do.
You have to go check it out, because these guys are, like I said, everything that they do is super tight. So you want to see a good show? You want to see a good rock and roll show? Well done, well performed? Go check out the Mylars live. Band really does live. Songs are great. They explode live. Videos don't lie, and you can only overdub so much in a live situation. But go check them out live, guys. This is truth. And I've seen these, like I said, I've seen these guys in other iterations of bands before. Absolutely tight in everything they do, and energy, a lot of energy.
Thank you, man.
A good rock and roll show, the way that it's supposed to be done, and you're not singing to tracks, go see the Mylars, because it's rock and roll. Because I can't get into that. How upsetting is that crap goes on? Look, we know it was done back in the 80s. We know backing tracks were done. Not to the extent that it's being done now, where basically nothing is live.
Right.
Everything is just performed like it's a freaking Broadway show. Everything is just performed to a track.
It's in concert. The tickets, and no one says come see such and such live.
Concert. It doesn't say live in concert anymore. It says in concert.
In concert.
Yeah.
Come see the show. Don't see it's not even a concert anymore. It's a show. And it's the whole live thing. So
I mean, you're in it. Do you push against the wall, or do you push against the title, or what do you do?
I know what works for us, and what works for us is plugging our guitars in and playing live. We go as far as to hire a tambourine player that travels with us
and sings
backing vocals, because no, it's no joke. Like it would be so easy for us to put tambourine on a track and have Chris play to a click. Chris is a great drummer. Like the thought had crossed our mind in the beginning, and we were like, that's not us. A heavy part of the Mylar sound is tambourine and shaker. It's on everything. We're addicted to it. We love it. I think that it adds the icing on the cake to any song, and we want to have it live, and we don't want to have tracks. So we literally have somebody come out and play tambourine and sing vocals with us, because we don't want to do the track thing. I like the fact that the song moves the song moves back and forward, and it's not on the click. Chris can move it back and forward, and we don't have to be locked to the same tempo, the same BPM that we recorded the track with. Some nights we might want to play it a little faster. Some nights we want to, and back in the day, that's how it was, and that's why you got that feeling when you went to a show, and a lot of that is gone. A lot of the and listen, I'm not talking bad about anybody that wants to do that. What works for other people works for them, and I'm sure they all have the reasons for doing it. It just doesn't work for us. It's not what we do.
Yeah, and I think it seems that the bigger the production gets, the less live it becomes.
Yeah.
The computers need to be synced to the click track because it needs to be synced to the lights, and it needs to be synced to the pyro or whatever, and then before you know it, it's a lot of production. But it is what it is. Like I said, if it works for somebody else, if the people still want to go see it, and the fans of those people are okay with it, then
yeah, as long as as long as they know it's happening and they're okay with it. What I don't particularly care for is when people aren't aware of it and it happens. It's kind of a little bit just, I don't know. It's weird to me. It's like, it should be like, all right, listen, we're playing the tracks, or this is what it is. I don't know. I said, I can, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I said, I remember just like back in the day, and I don't even say what band it was, but we were opening for somebody and we were at sound check, and like the whole thing went off, like the background vocals went off as the sound check was going, and nobody was there yet.
Yeah.
We're like, wow, it really sounds great. I can't wait till they get here. It was like, and the reason we were so upset is because we sang 3-part harmony and we worked on it. We even had a rehearsal once a week. That's all we did.
One acoustic guitar, and we were like, we're getting these harmonies right. I mean, listen, man, like watch some of the backstage footage of the Eagles where they're singing, and you're like, holy shit. Like those guys respected their craft, and it would have been, well, maybe not then, it would have been easy to do tracks, but certainly on the Hell Freezes Over tour, they could have done tracks. I mean, Springsteen could do tracks. He won't. I mean, if you can't do it, hire people to do it, like hire a tambourine player. Springsteen's got 20 guys on stage. It's great. I would rather that. I would rather hear that, than, hey, where's that coming from? I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, I mean, it's
well, it seems like once a band gets established, and it's a lot of focus goes on to the stage show and the stage antics.
Right.
They have to be more grand, bigger, better. Less goes into it's like the phrase I always use is I listen to a band with my ears, not my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You should if you're going to play a concert, pretend some people are blind. You play for the ears. You don't have to put a big elaborate show on if the product you're producing is good.
Right.
You don't need to do all the bells and whistles if what you're making is enjoyable. So right. the less, like Bruce Springsteen, he's got all that being, but he's having one big party, and it's not about the special effects.
Yeah.
It's not about the big pyro.
No.
It's not about going on a trapeze into the middle of the damn arena for the 90th time to lip sync to Love Gun, but I'm not going there.
Yeah, but and I'll give you that. But back in the day when we go see them, they do all that stuff, and they were live.
They put the work in. They really.
They were sloppy because they were doing all that stuff, but they were live. Yes, as it gets to the end, and
I'd much rather see a band be live and be a little sloppy, and you know what? If you want to hear the record, stay home and listen to the record. That's what I always said. I go to a live show because I don't want to hear the song the way it is on the record. I want to hear it live. you know, and
like that band that played Philly not too long ago that you didn't go to, right, Joe? That the Rolling Stones, was it? Everybody else around you went to?
Everybody got tickets. Yeah. No, I already blew a kidney on a Disney vacation,
oh,
so
I think we all.
yeah, I only had the one left, and not really a Stones fan. So I was like, yeah, my wife, that was a bucket list for her, and I was like, which kid could we sell?
Yeah.
And we tried on Etsy, but there were no takers. So
Yeah.
we missed that show.
I'm scoping out for the now opening the I believe the September 1st show now that has been added to MetLife for next year.
Well, I might have to start a GoFundMe page because I got Metallica tickets.
Oh, you did? Are you doing one of those no repeat weekends? Or are you doing the?
Yeah, my wife and my younger son are going Friday, and then the Sunday nights for the adults. Screw the
Very
kids.
cool. Very cool.
Was
Those
that
guys, those guys always bring it live.
Yes.
They
I
really
like the fact that when they played a huge stadium, it's in the round, and they have different sets for different nights,
hmm
and they do it that way. That I like,
Yeah.
instead of just seeing the same set over and over and over again. I did that a couple times years ago when I saw ELP on their comeback with Black Moon. I
Mhm.
saw 3 shows in a row, and by the third show, I was bored. I was like, yeah, I saw this. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So the fact that they had 2 different set lists, I'm, not like I'm going to the other show, my kid's going, but
Right.
I'm actually looking forward to that. It's because yeah, I'm going to see Metallica and the Tendencies, and of course the missus, she's got to see Zach. So
Right. Yeah, totally.
So I want to go back to this whole lip syncing and playing to tracks thing.
Okay.
Because and respectfully, out of about 80% of the interviews that I've done, from Russell Hitchcock all the way to Stitched Apart to Of Mice and Men and all on through, the majority of the answers is whatever people want to do for them is for them.
Yeah.
And that's true in effect. Because I think it's a two-edged sword. One, the moment you make a mistake, or the moment that your voice, as we just found out with Arnel Pineda,
hmm
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You shouldn't sing. So what does Arnel do? Says, all right, you want me to quit because you think I suck? Then put a petition up there. We'll put a vote up on X. For those who aren't playing the home game, that's used to be Twitter. And say, if you want me to quit, vote yes or no.
Yep. My hat's off to him.
And then it's and
he crushed it 500 nights in a row and had a bad night, and everybody was all over him. My hat's off to him. I think that was very admirable what he did, and I hope, I don't know what the results were, but
no, of course everyone's going to say no, don't quit.
Yeah, I mean, and I love Steve Perry, but Arnel jumped into those shoes and did an amazing job for all these years. I think that was horrible.
Oh, absolutely.
The backlash.
You couldn't do it anymore. Steve's voice is shot. It's been shot.
Of course. I mean, he's getting older, but
no, he's only as great as that voice was. He's only human.
He still sing. I'm like, did you listen to Trial by Fire?
Yeah.
Do the progression. I said, listen to Departure, then listen to Escape, then listen to Frontiers, and then listen to Trial by Fire. I know, Raised on Radio, and then Trial by Fire, and you're seeing a slow deterioration of his voice. By the time Trial by Fire comes, he can't hit any notes. He's monotone throughout the whole friggin' record, as you could tell. Not only that, a lot of Percocets, Steve, for your hip problem will cause you to not have any range. So you know, Steve. Yeah, I had a hip problem. Yeah, too bad it went up your nose.
Oh man,
that's why he left Raised on Radio. He blew out his voice because coke. He said he was all coked up. So it's just like, yeah, one way to kill your voice: do the drugs, drink a lot of alcohol, then kill your voice.
Yeah,
that is not in. If you want to still sing, that is not anything in the offing. But the whole thing. And again, there's so many people who are now just, I think, are just desensitized to it, that it's sad. It's just a sad thing, because the one intrinsic value of live bands is the unknown.
100%.
The thing that you don't have, you sit there, and I explain this to everybody. Go see a live show where you know it's not backing tracks, and you're hoping, you're on the edge of your seat because you know the notes coming, or you know the solo's coming, or you know the drum roll's coming, or the drum fill, or the bass line's coming. You know it's coming, and you sit on the edge of your seat. Will they effing hit it?
Totally.
And then they hit it, and it's like you're at a sporting event. You go, yeah,
100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just submit to you, that is the argument to see a truly live band, because you're with the band in the moment. And and Noel Gallagher said it. Drop the cell phones, get your head out of your ass, and be in the moment with the band, because you're going to find yourself, you guys are out there are going to find yourself having a moment where it's going to be a freaking epiphany that you're going to be like, oh my God, this is what live music is about. What you guys out there forgot what live music is about, unless you're the hardcore metal guy and you know it's live, and you better be none of this blast beat, 20,000 tracks that are not being replicated.
Right.
You know that that's not live. You just know that there's no way 5 people are creating 20 tracks worth of music. It's not friggin' happening.
It's not happening. Yeah.
But go to a live band, go see a live band, and wait for the moment. That's why some of these bands out there that are actually cover bands that have a good singer, and those notes are coming up, I'll invest the money and I'll just go hang out. And I'll sit there, I'll get the same reaction. If they pop that note, I'll be like, holy shit, awesome.
Right.
Well, the other part too is sometimes they don't. And I'm not saying the cover, but I'm saying the real one. So like and it's part of the live experience. I remember seeing Kiss at the Garden during Psycho Circus, the first they opened with it. And Ace goes for that first slide in the solo and he overshoots it. And I don't remember anything else about that show, but I remember that, because it was real. It was like, it's Ace. We thought it was funny, but it was like, but it was real. You can't overslide it if it's coming off the tape deck,
Now you see, Mike just went on this tangent about how much he loves live music and it's got to be live. And yeah, Mike, I'm going there. I remember years ago, this artist, I don't know if he's still around anymore. He used to be big. What's his name? Oh, Sir Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney put out Flowers in the Dirt. It was his big comeback.
Record.
His big, and everyone's like, oh, Paul's back. Let's go see Paul. And I got tickets to see Sir Paul McCartney during that tour.
He wasn't Sir Paul back then.
And it was a whole bunch of us. And we went and saw the show, and it was, it was Paul. It was a live Beatle on the stage. It was the first time I saw him. And I was like, oh, this is really good. And we walk out of the show. I mean, one of my friends brought her mom because she was such a diehard Beatle fan. So it was a big, big deal. Walked down, we're like, what a great show. Everything was great. And there's Mike. No, didn't like it. No, he messed up. No, it was a horrible show. Horrible show.
Horrible show. Horrible show. It was a horrible show.
It was live.
Nobody can. There was no energy. The band messed up more than a couple times. They all messed up the words to Hey Jude. There was no energy in that band. It's like they were going through the motions. I don't care who the F you are. I don't care what artist. You could be Elvis. I don't care. If you're going through the motions to earn a paycheck, you just wasted what was it back then? $150 it cost me to go see that show. That's a $750 ticket right now.
But what if they had an off night?
I don't care. Here you go.
It was just mentioned Darnell. He had an off night.
He had an off night vocally. Your voice. No. There's two different things.
Oh, okay.
Your body can give out. Your voice is an instrument. Instruments can break down. So can your voice. But your attitude shouldn't. Your attitude should be 100% every M or effing time you're on that friggin' stage. If it's not, take your guitar, put it in your little fucking case and go home.
Maybe they had an off night. You don't know.
Everybody.
I hear he's still
You're at the Garden. You're in New York City and you have an off night.
Arnell did.
Ah,
He was at a big stadium.
his voice gave out. It's going to give out. Your voice is
Okay.
going to give out. You can't control that.
Paul McCartney was old at the time. He's still old.
All right.
He's
Still
so-
Word.
I think what you guys are trying to say, and it makes sense. It's a combination. Like the music has to go hand in hand with the show, and if one half is lacking, it's all lacking. Like I'm a huge McCartney fan. I unfortunately haven't gotten to see him live yet, even though it's on my list. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from, Mike. Like it works hand in hand. It's 50-50. The show and the music have to go, have to be where it's got to be, especially if you're playing, sold out arena or a, I don't know what I know some of the live footage I've seen from him has been great.
Yeah, I saw him at the Giant Stadium. He was great.
He was great
I thought
that
he was
night.
Great, yeah.
Maybe-
Yeah, I saw Paul twice.
He might have had an off night. Maybe his in-ear monitors weren't working, and that can really set a person off too. Like I know he's probably using in-ears at this point, and
Well, then,
if
I don't know.
if they're not working great, it can really put you in a crap mood, So maybe there might have been a reason that we don't know about for that,
I will see. That's the best answer I've heard yet.
Yeah, for that particular show, maybe there was
Could have been a bad mix. Could have been a bad everything going on, stuff like that.
yeah.
He was very lackadaisical with everybody. It didn't have that energy. I was just like, I was expecting, like, oh, yeah, here he goes. It's Madison Square Garden. It's Paul McCartney. He's a freaking Beatle.
But he
Yeah.
hadn't played in years. He
it
didn't
was
know what
just
kind of
like-
field to go for.
It's
He
almost like he didn't want to be there. And that's heartbreaking because here I am, a Beatles fan,
hmm
and I didn't get that energy from you in New York City, of all places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the Garden. It
I'm
was,
pretty sure Ace Frehley didn't want to play a couple of those gigs.
Mhm.
Hey, fuck
But
it.
yeah,
Let's just drunk. Like,
Don't get us started on Ace.
We could go Ace for a long time. Opening for Ace was a trip, and just they say if you don't have a lot of nice things to say, don't say anything at all. So let's move on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I treat you guys poorly? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Poorly would have been an upgrade.
Paul, all right, it happened. We got our hero.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be. Well, I mean, for me, I'd be like, yeah, probably. It's obvious what's going to happen, what he's going to do. But yeah, as fans growing up, and then all of a sudden, here's your chance, and you finally not only you just getting to hang with him for a little bit, or just saying hi, you're actually opening for the guy,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, it's like, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget this is a business, and some people are assholes in the business.
They say never meet your heroes, right?
Yeah.
Don't they say that?
Yep.
yeah.
Mm.
They say it for a reason.
But
Most of the time.
we had a really fun time on that show. Everything other than actually that was
Yeah. The crowd was good.
The crowd was
management
good. Yeah, everything was
everybody
wonderful. It was a great Mylar show. So if there was any good that came out of it, it was that we made a lot of good friends and fans that night. So,
Fans, right? And people got to know your music, which is
Yeah.
really what.
so thank you, Ace, for that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So along with sending me the stuff, I would love to take it over to Ireland with me, but I understand it won't get to me by that time. So
When are you going to Ireland? Mike?
leaving on Tuesday.
Oh, I'll
Have
send it
it.
out to you tomorrow. What are you talking about?
All right.
There you go.
Cool.
Done.
Going to Dublin?
I want to get him in here so I can definitely take him with me. I
Absolutely.
don't know what this. I mean, I can drive a car there. I can't remember if they had a CD player in there or not. So
All right.
No.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't remember. There wasn't one in the Mercedes when I went there a year ago. So this is a Ford Focus. It might have a CD. I don't know. Depends how old it is. But, all right, we have a little fun. I always a proponent of telling everybody that musicians actually do know sports.
Mm.
Everyone says I'm a musician and I'm a sports fanatic.
Mm.
So I can sit there. I go, see, musicians can know sports and be sports fanatics. But now, see, I would be nice to all the other musicians that have come on the show, and I give them a mug when they answer all the questions correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Considering I'm well versed with my current friends and folk here on the Zoom, these questions are going to be a little bit more hard. They're going to be tough.
Oh man,
They're going to be tough. Do you think you're going to skirt this? So we're going to have some fun here in a little thing that we like to call sports ball.
This is all you, bro.
Oh
This
man,
is
here
all
we go.
you.
Here we go.
The game where winners become never win. This is sports ball.
Nice.
Now, this is good. I got the night off because he usually asks me questions, so because I know nothing of sports. So
And I know less than him.
All right, where are we going with this, Mike?
Welcome to sports ball. Where's the shirt? Do you have the shirt, Joe?
no, because union represent, I had to break out the White Castle shirt.
Oh, there you go.
And yeah, before we leave, I got to tell the White Castle story. So
Oh,
You White Castle on 5 points. You remember that one, right?
I'm sure.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, this was a White Castle you and I were at. So
wait, this is. Wait a minute. This was the three of us were there on that one.
there was another gentleman who played the drums, curly hair. I forgot his name. Do sports ball, then we'll hit it.
Yes. Well, I wrote down a couple of them, and the other two just I don't know where they go. Damn it.
No. Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna wing a couple of them.
Okay. Is it multiple choice?
Some of them are multiple choice. Yeah.
All right. I just need a chance at these. God.
All right. Professional football team that plays out of Dallas, named.
Oh, come on. Cowboys.
There you go. All right. I gotta be
I
nice.
could have done that one.
You know,
Okay.
I can't say that name where I live.
In golf.
Ooh.
In golf.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you take a swing at the ball, it's called a what?
Stroke.
It's called a what?
A stroke.
Stroke. There you go. Which I feel I'm going to have in about a second. Okay, multiple choice one. In tennis, a double fault is A, a backhand into the net, two failed service attempts, three, two bad volleys, or four, two punches to the chair umpire.
I think it's B.
It's number 2. Yeah, whatever the second one was.
Two failed service attempts?
2 failed service attempts. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Wow. All right.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I feel like we're on Bet Your Life.
One in a
Okay.
row.
Marks.
All right. In baseball, if a hitter gets a single, a double, and a triple, and a home run in a single game, what is it called?
He hit for the
If a hitter in baseball,
I got it.
single, a double, a triple, and a home run in one single game, what is it called?
Means he hit for the geez, what's the answer?
Come on. I think he's stalling. Nobody who plays college baseball can sit there and tell me that he doesn't know this. You don't think I know that? Come on now. You know this.
I don't know. I never
It means he hit for the not for the stride. He hit for the he hit for the Don't tell me. Begins with an S.
I don't know. It's on the face.
Yeah, give it to me.
I'll give you a hint.
All right.
The answer, it takes 2 feet to do this. It takes 2 feet moving.
For the run.
No, it's not here for the run.
Obviously not walk.
What the heck is it, man?
2 feet to do this in a certain motion.
Oh my
Get
god.
off your phone, Danny. Get off your phone. Get off the damn phone, Danny. 2 feet and legs in a certain motion.
No, it's no. It's for the jog, not for the run. It's for the. I want to say stride, but it's not stride.
Damn.
Don't give it to me.
We can't phone a friend. That's not this show.
Should we phone a friend? Hey, anybody want
It's
call me or Joe if you're listening? And
I would. The problem is that if I had a phone a friend, I'd probably call Danny, and that would be the problem because he doesn't know the answer.
No, I do.
No, I got plenty of. We got plenty of baseball in our house.
that's all right. We have no clock right now, and we're on the air till 11, so we're good.
Oh my
We have
god!
plenty of time.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. You're gonna edit this, right? At this part, out
We are live, man. This is all live.
Video.
That way. Look at him looking. Look at him looking. What do you got? A bicycle?
No, he's got a pen.
Baseball
I got
encyclopedia?
No,
I got
no,
a
really
really
not.
here.
My phone's over there.
Hold on. What's it called? Google. What's it called?
Google will say it. She'll say.
All right. I'll tell you what. You guys can look it up.
We can look it up.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
You guys can look it up.
I'm gonna be like so upset about this.
You are going to be very upset about this.
I've never done it either. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't look it up. Is it cycle?
Cycle.
I didn't look it up. I swear to God.
Cycle.
It started with an S.
It was an S. I was a C. I did not look it up. I swear to God. You hit it for the cycle. Man, sometimes just a word escapes you, and you're like, holy shit. All right, give me another baseball one. Let me redeem myself as an ex-ball player.
Yes, as an ex-ball player. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit tough because this is a slang. Okay, so I'll give this one to you. Matter of fact, I know it's the perfect question because it just came back to me. If a hitter strikes out 4 times in a game, it is called a what?
Oh, that I don't know. But I'll tell you who did it last week.
Which Yankee?
Stanton and Volpe both did it in a game.
Or you could also say that Judge did it against Skeens.
Yeah, he did.
He did. That made him look stupid. Too bad the rest of my team sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're a what?
Pirates.
A Pirates fan, yeah. The Pirates did all right. They
Yeah, we had the same record as we did last year.
What is it called? What's a 4 strikeout? What's the name for 4 strikeout?
It is called a golden
turd.
Golden K.
Called
a golden sombrero.
Oh, that is a really tough one. Okay.
Oh, the golden I couldn't give you something that was easier than the cycle.
Hit for the cycle. I mean, it took me a while, but I did get hit for the cycle.
That's all right. We'll trade off some cool stuff. I'm gonna give you guys. Guys can have your coffee now.
Nice.
So I'm gonna send a few of those out. So
it took me that long to get that, and it was an S word was coming, and it was a C the whole time. I'm like, all right, there you go.
Cycle. I was trying to sit there and not put 2 legs in a motion.
No, I didn't even. You know what? I didn't even think of
in
that.
A cycle. You run. Cycle. You know.
The word just finally came. It was like.
I thought when you said, and I'm going, oh shit, yeah, he's gonna.
Yeah. No, of course I had it. I had it the whole time.
Well, my first thing was like, he's gonna know this. Played baseball for friggin' Seton Hall, correct? Yeah. Okay. Well, I figured somebody who plays Seton level is that Division 1A, right? Weren't they 1A or 2A?
They're Division 1 now. Back then, I think they were, maybe not. I mean, I didn't play much for that. I played mostly for Seton Hall Prep, the high school.
Okay.
played for the varsity squad, and did a little bit in the university, but not as much.
Okay.
At that point, I had met him, and
It was over.
Well, you're talking about a college that churned out people like Greg Biggio, right?
Craig. And as a matter of fact, and Craig was I knew Craig from back then. He would know me from Adam because I was I was actually, I think when I met him, I was still a senior in high school, and he was like a senior at the university. Craig Biggio had a blow up swimming pool in his dorm. It was the 80s, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But he was there, Mo Vaughn. I mean, they were all there.
Party.
It was like Rodney Dangerfield, like, you know, back to school.
Yeah, exactly. It's a dead man's party.
Sanity.
Oh God. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh, we all went to school. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
So I'll tell Joe something that Joe doesn't know. But and the reason why these are really some of the coolest guys that I've met in my years is that for a brief period in time, I was singing for these guys.
Yeah, you were.
A very brief period in time. But I went and did this. I went and cut my hair and got married. That wasn't going to work. But I could tell you that walked in one day, and they knew I could sing from being an Impact and stuff like that. Walked in, and we just blew out Loving, Touching, Squeezing.
Oh,
I was
yes,
just saying
you did.
Yep.
I went, I hit every note, free, clear, no problems whatsoever, and we just blew it out of the park.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. I'm like, yeah, guys, I forgot to tell you, I'm getting married in a couple of weeks. And I got to kind of cut, you know, so I did, which is funny because it's the same kind of hair that Danny has right now. Matter of fact, it's the same haircut that I.
Oh God.
But here's the thing. Where most douchebags would be like, call you, text you. Well, you couldn't text back then, or they wouldn't even say anything. They actually came to the apartment and sat down and just said, "This is why." And you know what? I respected the hell out of the both of you for doing that.
Well,
I wasn't like.
But you also said, if I remember correctly, you were not only did you get married, but you were kind of like, I'm going to be really busy, guys, and I just don't know how much time I'm going to have because of all this. Yeah. So it wasn't just that. Like, we were very open dialogue between both of us.
Yeah,
I remember it was like just.
Yeah, it was, and that's what was so really cool about it. It's the only time I've ever been in a situation where it didn't work out, or I wasn't upset. Yeah. I was like, you know, it's totally cool. But the fact that you guys, you know, came over to the apartment and sat down and we had like an open discussion, which is something that I'd never done before, was like so cool. And I'm like, you know what, these guys are going to be solid in my life for a while. So.
Awesome.
And we had, unfortunately, like, not up to your, without you even knowing, you know, we had just come out of something like that where he just, you know, he started to get involved in this and too much of this, and it became the band. And began, he was just too busy and became less and less and less. We're like, we wanted to strike, you know, and that was, so we were like, you know, we gotta, you know, we were looking for that, you know, the hunger.
That's kind of what I, you know, that's what I remember. That's what I remember heard. You know, we need to go and do this a lot.
Yeah.
I'm a freshly married man. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, you were very open with us about it.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. It was definitely.
But yeah, that's always like one of those moments that I remember, but not for being the negative. I remember for being, you know, just so very, very cool, just being open and honest. And in this world where, you know, let's face it, people aren't in the industry. Well, at least when we were growing up, that people weren't. It was just such a very cool vibe. And I'm like, you know what, this is right. And it was a stepping stone for me. It was a big stepping stone for me, you know? So yeah, talk about a negative that could be a negative that turns into an absolute positive. So yeah. It was.
You almost got you killed before your wedding.
I got ties with these guys.
And it did. I mean, you're right, man. It sounded great when we were playing together. That was.
I remember that rehearsal. I remember that rehearsal very, very much.
Definitely.
We did that. We did some Cheap Trick.
Oh, absolutely.
And we were like, yeah, absolutely. We were like, It sounds great.
Like, all right, we're playing out in a couple of weeks. You're like, well, wait a second, in a couple of weeks.
Well, I think it was. I remember that was in a couple
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah, I'm getting married in a couple weeks. I think
Yes.
that's why I couldn't do the show.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Just timing is all it was. And
ain't that crazy how that worked? How that whole thing friggin' happens.
it's always, yeah.
This is the other story that I tell them is we were talking about my pick. We do picks of the week of vinyl and CDs. So I'm on a Jersey trip, so I popped that one up.
Oh, so great.
From front to back.
So
There's
great.
Not a bad.
Such a great record. Well, grew up with this cat, right? Got to know him and rehearsed in his my other band actually rehearsed in his living room when he was a kid.
Oh, very cool.
So I with Rob Tanico and Gordon Brown, I go back even way before, like 30 plus years, like 40 years almost, 50, actually 40 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah. And
another one of the most hardworking people in music is Gordon.
Gordon, yeah. I mean, he's on that list. He's on that top 5 list of people who work like their asses off.
He's amazing. Really amazing.
You know? And this is when this is when I was playing drums before I started going to what do you call it? Don Lawrence out in the city before. That's who I went to. That's how I got to learn how to sing. Was I went to Don for 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, but before that, I was a drummer. I hit things. I used to hit things a lot. So what happened is that I was never formally trained. So I developed bad tendonitis. Like I couldn't even pick up a pen anymore. It was really bad. Yeah,
Okay.
I hit the shit out of drums and I paid for it. So what happened is I had a massive 80s kit. I sold it for $2,500 and spent 2 weeks on a beach in St. Martin getting hammered.
Nice.
Come back. This guy and this guy are sitting at my house and walk down the stairs to the basement to where my drums were. And they go, "Where are your drums?" And I go, "I sold them, dude. I can't freaking play. I'm going to need surgery and everything like that." Well, I didn't need surgery, thank God. But I said, it got really, really bad. I couldn't even play anymore.
Yeah.
So I went and sold it all and went down to St. Martin for 2 weeks and got drunk on a beach. So I always go to when I was bust, when I talked to Gordon, I go, "You guys are going to ask me to play in Mr. Alley, weren't you?" And he goes, "Yeah, we were."
Wow. Okay.
So I was like, but then you know what? I look on the back, I go, "Who plays drums on there but Stan Lynch from Tom Petty and Heartbreakers?" I'm like, you know what? I would have taken Stan too. Good choice.
Yeah, Stan crushes it on that record.
He does.
He does on the record, but yeah.
So simplistic what he does on that record. It's still one of my top 30 records. Will top it at any time. It really is just a great record.
Great story about Stan. What was it? Jimmy Iovine that was doing those records, right?
Jimmy Iovine was the producer.
So Jimmy, they were having a lot of problems, Tom and Stan, as you know. I mean, it's pretty historic. And they cut the record. And Jimmy Iovine was just like not happy with it. Tom wasn't happy with it. They were fighting. Him and Tom and Stan were going back and forth. And Jimmy's like, you know what? These drums aren't working for me. We're bringing another drummer in. He got in Tom's ear. They brought about 4 or 5 drummers in and recut some of the songs. I think it was might have been on like Heart Promises or one of those records. It was like definitely.
Long After Dark is the last Iovine record.
And they're like, no, play it more like this, play it more like this. And they brought in the top guys, like, you know, your Kenny Aronoffs and all these guys to cut the new Heartbreakers record. After it's all said and done, they're like, nobody did it like Stan. Bring Stan back. Stan came back in, they recut, and they used all of Stan's tracks. Because it's just Stan. Like, he was the sound of the Heartbreakers. You know, it's Tom's voice, but those drums were the sound of the Heartbreakers.
Yep. Hard Promise is still one of my top 20 favorite records of all time.
It's a great record.
I heard Woman in Love, and that did it for me.
Every track on that record is great.
Yeah.
But I saw that video. I heard that song, and I was just like,
yeah, it's true, man.
Top 20 all-time songs. Love it. Absolutely love it. Guys, been an awesome time.
Hold on.
White Castle story.
Yeah, it's got to
Yes,
get
White Castle story.
because it makes sense now.
Okay.
So tell me, now I vaguely remember this when he started talking about this. It started to kick in. Let me know if this sinks in, because you're part of this story, dude.
Really?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. He almost got us killed.
Oh, that I could believe. What happened? What did I do that time?
It was Mike's bachelor party. I got there late. Bachelor party. It was bachelor party. I'll say, yeah. And somewhere, not in Union, Mike, myself, you, Dan, and another gentleman, another guy. All I know is he had curly hair, played the drums, and he sang. And I think at Club Benet, you did a sound check and played "Hide Your Heart." That's the only thing I remember there. But we go to White Castle, and at the time, it was just the four of us.
Okay.
And it just hit me because you were saying, yeah, Mike's the new singer in our band. And I was like, oh, cool. Okay. And all of a sudden, a nearby club must have let out. And the White Castle turned into the Palomino Club, Animal House.
Okay.
And if we dance
And
with
we're
your
sitting
dates,
there. We're sitting there and we're eating. And I'm just like, all right, guys, can we just pick up the pace a bit? We just need to. Yeah. And Danny, there was a gentleman behind us.
Oh no, what did I do? Now this is the White Castle, I guess, down by Benet you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
And just like you knew the guy, you just stared in the face like, yo, man, he's getting married. And the guy looked at you like, who gives a shit?
see, this is when he talked. This is when he starts saying this stuff that it starts coming back. Again, we were all freaking hammered. And I'm just, wait a minute, hold on. This was after what my brother tried to throw as a bachelor party. It was at a firehouse, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh my God, I do remember this.
You were there, Danny, right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Okay, no shit. Okay, so now that moment that he's talking about, because me, I was just like, there's no fucking way. There's no way. And then now that he's talking about this, I'm going, holy shit. It ended early. And I remember my dad cleaning up.
Yes.
I remember one of the girls doing one of the most gross things I remember that.
It was like,
I remember
was-
we were like, he's gonna need a penicillin shot.
yes, because she was doing something with the roast beef.
Wait, no, she was doing something with the cold cut.
The roast beef.
Yeah, she was.
I think I might have blocked that one out of my.
Yeah, that happened.
yeah,
We were in the kitchen.
unfortunately.
We were in the kitchen, and she.
It's in there, I get it.
You know, thank God. Anyway, right,
But
thank you.
because I walked in and you pointed at the entertainment and said, get him.
loosely
Yeah, you said get him.
coined.
And yeah, but afterwards we went to White Castle and just Dan, you were like, hey, he's getting married.
Sounds right. What did the guy do?
I was just waiting for a big guy to come up and go, you mind if we dance with your dates? Be like, no, not at all, man. And yeah, we ate a little bit quicker and we got the hell out of there. And we're in the parking lot. We're like, dude, you trying to get us killed?
That was that. Yeah, that was that.
You have no idea how many times I've answered that question. Are you trying to get us killed?
We're
Yeah, but
still
it was just-
here. We're
It was-
still
no,
here, aren't
it
we?
was an innocent question, but those people could care less.
It's amazing what happens when the fog clears. Just got to stay off the rocks.
I was trying him out. I wanted to see what he had to say. But he's give you congratulations, you know.
He specifically said, dude, that was Danny. I'm like, get the fuck out. It's not Danny. He goes, it was Danny. I'm going,
Yeah.
didn't you get that epiphany? You know, that holy shit moment when you're going, holy shit, that was Danny.
It sounds very, very familiar and sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah,
writing a song, the bridges and the camaraderie. I don't know, but I remember almost dying and
Yeah.
that was
Finding a White Castles has happened a few times.
not even a White Castle in Union. It had to be in.
No, yeah, we used to frequent that one quite a bit on. What was that Route 9? Route 9.
No,
yeah.
all the way
Route
down.
9,
Yeah, all the way to the end.
Woo-wee.
Just over the bridge, just a little bit past down on 9. Yeah, that's what it was. And there's one, then that one, and then one on 34 just before you start to get up to headed towards South Amboy. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep. Yep.
too. That's what I think of the one we ended up, because I remember that highway. I remember where we were, and I believe the firehouse we were was on 34.
Oh, it was on 34, so we're at that one. Oh, okay.
I think that's where we were, because we had just left there and just went straight there. We're like, hey, dude, let's stop over here. So that's what I remember. So there you go. All right. Before we get out of here, we've been doing this now for almost 2 hours. So what's coming up? What are you guys gonna do now that the re-release is out, the singles now going? You guys already have done a couple shows, more coming up. What's going on? What are you guys gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, that's the game plan now that the band's back together. We're just going to keep the ball rolling, keep everything going. We're looking for some new shows right now, hoping within the next few weeks, we'll have something to announce as far as the show goes. Mm-hmm. In a few weeks, we'll release another single off the second record. We're going to keep the singles coming off the record instead of trying to do, just release it. I mean, it's all released anyway. People can buy it now on our website or at the show. Of course, there's hard copies for us lovers of actual physical product, but releasing a single every 4 to 6 weeks, and a live show announcement will be coming up in the next couple of weeks for sure. And just keep the ball rolling, man, and hopefully people that want to hear good fun rock and roll will come out and support, and that's all we can hope for. We're having a great time. That's really, I think, the most important thing to us, is that we're loving what we're doing.
And it's very easy, guys. Just check out the social media. Go the Mylars. Just go everywhere and check it. It's there. You just punch it in Google. You're there. There's no Mylars anything else. It's Mylars, and you're there. Boom. Done.
The Mylars.com. It takes you right there. Yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Thanks, gents.
Right.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. It's a good time. It's a good catch up.
Absolutely, man. Always with you, brother.
I even forgot that I grew up with Frank Duca all through.
Oh man, I wonder why. No, we love Frank. What's that?
You gotta put the Citizens album, the reissue.
Oh yeah. I'll put the Citizens, the reissue in the package shoes I sent you.
It's all the way they did it and remastered. It's got all the pictures inside. They did a fabulous job.
Great job.
Now, was that the same company, Danny, you were telling me about, that they said that you had said this, I think, about the time just before the Mylars you were
I did, because I said
that's buying up all the 80s stuff, and I should send the demos there and see if I can cut some kind of deal, like send the Impact demos and some shit.
You should. They're a really great label. The guy's super nice that works there, and they do a great package. They really do. And you guys had great songs. I would send it.
Everyone's been telling you to send it, Mike.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll make the introduction to the guy for you.
Yeah.
You guys take it from there.
All right. I got to touch Bobby. Bobby, we need those tapes.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Those tapes.
Yeah.
Because everything was cut on tapes. Nothing was cut.
Well, we took the tapes and we had everything.
You can have it transferred to digital.
And then you can work on it.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Stems, yeah.
Yep. Actually, it's a guy not too far. Well, he's freehold. He has a whole studio in his basement with every tape machine under the sun. So whatever format your tapes are in, he could transfer them to Pro Tools files. And then you can literally just get the stems mixed at another studio.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Cap. Well, I wonder, Joe, I wonder if Cap has those tapes. I feel like we're talking like Eddie and the fucking Cruisers. And kind of like, got the tapes. Yo, baby, we can do it.
That's it.
I remember I didn't have any, but you did make a tape.
No, I mean the actual reel to reels.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think Cap ever had those.
I don't know. We didn't. I know we didn't do 2-inch in there, so it might be impossible to do that because I think they were all bumped down simultaneously.
Oh, okay. So you only have like the quarter.
I only think it was half-inch or quarter-inch. Yeah, we didn't have the 2-inch tape. It was Trax East and Denell, and we cut those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean we did. No, Sweet 16, not Trax East.
Okay.
Second demo, we're working with Steve at Tracks East.
Yeah.
And those, I think Mike has. I think
Yeah, I have no idea where they went.
the Jersey Rose tapes. I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean,
It's floating out there. I have no clue.
if some of that stuff sounds good as is, you can always just transfer the mixes over to digital and send them over too, you know?
I don't even have an Impact demo.
Oh, you don't have that? Okay.
Anywhere.
Eh.
Anywhere. I used to have troves of this shit. I got not one thing. I gave it all to Bobby.
Okay.
I gave it all to Bobby. Bobby said he was going to digitize everything, the videos, everything. I was going to put this whole package together, put everything and digitize it. And he moved and the box went missing, everything.
Oh, man.
I was like, yeah, give it up to the music gods, I guess. So never going to see
Yeah,
that.
if it's meant to be, it'll come full circle.
Thank God someone lost it. Put it down.
No, if you guys find it, let me know.
All right, cool. Guys, thanks a lot, man. Take care of yourselves. God
Bye,
bless.
guys. Have a great night. Thank you so much, man.
All
Thank
right.
you very
Talk
much.
to you soon.
Bye, guys. See ya.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Oh, wow. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
I even forgot to mention the character CD. No, but yeah, no, that was, like I said, we know a lot of the same people, so it was cool. But no, definitely like the Mylar stuff. I even pulled this out to see, if we can talk about the cover of what do all the people know?
We could at some point in time, we could always bring them back and kind of dive a little bit further. And you know what else, and do a checkup. Maybe they could be our co-host once a month.
I just met and I didn't want to overstep bounds, but shit, he was passing out CDs. I would have took a couple, but
well, I'll just send him a list. Just send him a list and say, hey, look, when you send it to Mike, can you send me the same stack? He'll do it. He's awesome, dude. He'll do it. Trust me.
He almost got us killed. It was nice to finally meet Nick. Like I said, I've seen him and I've heard stories and so forth, and I just never met the man. So
yeah, he's super cool.
Oh yeah, no. The
love about Nick, man. He has got that. He's got that like Northern Jersey Italian dad thing going on. So he's he's like, hey. I love that about him. He's awesome. Both guys are just so down to earth, and they're great. They're just great.
No, yeah, and Dig definitely enjoyed the music. Listen to the Mylars.
Yeah, it's a good record. Work. It's a really good record.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pro. It's absolutely
really good.
It's really, yeah. The songs are there, and as I say, in a 1970s, early 80s Cars new wave world, these guys are absolute rock stars.
Yeah, no, they definitely been around and paid their dues.
You can have them open for Petty, open for the Cars, and these guys are they're taking off.
And his voice is
it's the shit situation in music that we live in right now. That's the only problem. Everything else is peaches and cream. That music is killer. My music is killer. Tight. Good. That's all I got to say about that. You guys who have been hanging out, listening to us all the time talking about this, I hope you guys got a big kick out of it. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I have a lot of mugs to send out to a lot of people. You're going to be drinking. I'm going to have to get a picture. Everybody got a mug. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. Thank you so much. All of our friends, dear friends north of the border, thank you so much for supporting us. And come on aboard. Come on. Let's make this a whole WTF team here, and let's get the word out about the show. More coming up. Guys, I'll say this. I am going to try my hardest. I'm going to give Joe the keys to the kingdom to know how to relay YouTube and start the program from back here in the States, and hopefully via Zoom on my phone. I will join you for an hour next Wednesday night, 9:00, 2:00 Ireland time, because with the grace of God himself, I will be in Ireland this time next week. Hopefully I will be back from a couple of hours jet lagged, of course, but drinking at Fibber McGee's with some friends. And now we'll be back in the hotel room talking with you guys for an hour and giving you the update on day 1. But the week after that, we get home safely. We're back in the studio and I will fill you guys in. Don't know if we'll have any interviews, but we'll definitely recap the trip to Ireland and then some. So good show, bud.
Oh, very good show. Oh, man. We'll see what we can do next week.
All right, bud.
All righty.
Talk to you later. Have a good night.
Peace out.
All right, bud. See you later, guys.